In today's video, we're going to quickly show you how to use a counting scale so don't go anywhere. To use a counting scale, you will need to follow these steps. Number 1, place the scale on a flat, stable surface. If the scale has a level bubble, make sure to adjust the feet to level the scale. Number 2, turn on the scale and wait for it to stabilize for a few minutes. Number 3, place an empty container on the scale and press the TARE button. Number 4, count out a sample of the items that you are looking to count. For example, if you are counting bolts, place a sample of 10 bolts on the scale platter. Enter the number 10 on the scale and press the sample key. Number 5, now add the remaining bolts to the scale and look in the quantity window for the total count. Counting scales can save you a lot of time versus counting by hand. Here are a couple of pointers to make your part counting go smoothly. First, you need to count only one type of item at a time. In other words, you can't count bolts and washers at the same time. Also watch out for variances in part weights. Even though all your washes supposedly weigh the same, sometimes the same exact items may weigh slightly different. This is why it's sometimes a good idea to use a larger sample size, like 50 pieces for example. That way, any variances between various batches of parts will balance out and result in an accurate average piece weight. Also, another thing to think about is what items you are counting on a regular basis. Many customers automatically choose counting scales with large capacities since they feel like those will cover everything they could possibly need to count. But the problem with that strategy is when you're trying to count really lightweight pieces, if you're trying to count small resistors or O-rings on a high capacity counting scale, there's a good chance that the scale is going to have a hard time registering the weight of those tiny items. And this will likely lead to the scale prompting you to do some additional samples. This means more hand counting with possible errors and more time wasted. A better solution would be choosing a 10-pound capacity counting scale instead of a 100-pound capacity parts counter. I hope this video on how to use a counting scale has been helpful for you. Another great idea is to contact your local scale company for advice on what counting scale they would recommend. Now, I recommend that you hit that like button down below and be sure to check out our website, centralcarolinascale.com, to browse all the counting scales that we offer. Thanks for watching!